there's a clash between Libya Football Federation and the Nigerian Football Federation over maltreatment of Nigerian players in Libya. Libya Football Federation has said that their players were maltreated in Nigeria and kept for hours without any. They say they gave them a bus that was without AC. They gave them maltreatment at their hotels, and they were stranded at a point in time. That is why what happened in Libya, which got international attention, whereby practically Nigerian players were kidnapped by the Libyan Football Federation, and they are not hiding, or they are not saying that they didn't do so. They are bragging about it, and they are happy that they did so to Nigerian players. Now, who is lying? The Libya Football Federation has agreed that the kidnapped, or let's use the word because that should be the word. We have world-class players, international players in that squad that is much more than the whole of Libya Football Federation. We have players that are worth $100 million in the Nigerian team. It got to a point whereby South Africa joined in saying that Libya, we are with you against Nigerians. Nigerians are manipulative liars and all sort of you. That when we earlier this year, June 2024, we are also maltreated. We are also maltreated by the NFF. Nigeria is not a place, blah blah blah. All those clashes online. But what made me do this broadcast is some unfortunate fellow is saying that a particular group of people were obedient because some people were asking questions. Nigeria should get their shit right. Many people believe that Nigeria had the capacity to maltreat players. We know what happens in Nigeria. We know the lies, the manipulation and all have you. But I'm not saying that the NFF is lying. I'm not saying that they maltreated the players. But some people, because of how Nigeria has treated them as citizens of the country, what they have experienced in Nigeria. For me, an example, I was arrested and they took me to the police station. They say bail is free, but I bet you bail is not free. So in front of everybody, the NFF, the police force will come out and tell you that bail is free, which is outright lying. But when you go into the stations and what you experience is that bail is not free. I was threatened. An officer threatened to shoot me, to kill me on the spot if I don't cooperate with them. It's just in a case whereby an armed robber or a terrorist kidnap you and they are threatening to do all sorts to make you fear and afraid so that they can get information from you. So many Nigerians behaving in such a way, they know what they have passed through in Nigeria and through the Nigerian authorities. That is why they will easily want to believe the Libyans, not Nigerians. South Africa, my issue is, why would South Africa want to join in this beef? It doesn't concern them. But South Africa came out with an information. They said that June 2004, when they came to play in Nigeria, they had the same treatment. They got the treatment whereby their players were maltreated. And somebody came out and said the obedience, who are like saying Nigeria should put their self together because we have a bad government, this, that it is okay for Libya to return the favor. If Nigeria ever had to maltreat their players, the Libyans are supposed to also do the same thing, and they are supporting Libyans against Nigeria. Somebody brought in the issue of that disobedience, they don't have love for Nigeria. At least they should be defending Nigeria. As I'm speaking to you now, there's no light. There's national gridlock shutdown. During Buhari, we had it much more than 10 times. $16 billion was spent in the time of PDP. Every other government since 1960 have been giving all it has. It needs. They need all the fund they need to fix just one thing, electricity in the country. Yet over and over again, the people are bearing the brunt. If you look at people that are patriotic in Nigeria, are Nigerians. The politicians that are ruling the country are not patriotic. Nigeria as a country is not patriotic to its citizens. So let's not bring the issue of that the obedience or some people are not patriotic to their country. Why would they side with the Libyan against their own country? My brother, I just told you something. There's total shutdown, national shutdown. This shouldn't be. in whatever guise, whatever form. The funds that they need to fix all these things are with them. But yet, over 30, 40 years, they have not been able to fix the issue of electricity. Every government that come and go, they are always putting the people in a tight corner. Imagine a South Africa. Why is it that most of these countries want to speak ill of Nigeria? They just hate Nigerians. I don't know. Why do this country hate Nigerians like this? South Africans are saying that Nigerians are manipulative, Nigerians are this, that is good for them. When they went to South Africa, they said they didn't make any noise about it. When Libyans, according to Libyans, got to Nigeria, the Libyans did not make any noise about it. But when Nigeria got to Libya and they got the same food that they served them, they served the Libyans in Libya. Everybody, Nigerians can make a whole lot of noise. I would not believe the Libyan Football Federation. I know why. Because we know that Libya is an Arab nation. They don't want to identify anything with... They just don't... I don't think they like anything African or they like anything Nigeria. What they may have been going through would have been deliberate, because from the scenario, what I saw that it is a deliberate thing that they are doing to discredit Nigeria, to pay back in the same coin that they created in their mind. They don't believe Nigeria is a country. They don't believe that Nigeria has leaders. They just believe that Nigeria is a... Somebody said Nigeria is a shithole. This is what other people think of Nigeria. Much of this should be thought about. We should think and reflect on it so much. Nigeria, as the greatest black nation in the world, do not need to have this conversation with these smaller countries, especially South Africa. Nigeria in its full capacity, if Nigeria explore its potentials that it has in the country, we don't have anything to do with some of these smaller countries. They are smaller fishes to fry. But because we have had leaders that are not patriotic, leaders that are bent on destroying the life, the soul of Nigeria as a country, since we have them, Nigeria is going to face some of these disgraces we are facing. The other time, Nigeria got 3 votes from the United Nations election. Somebody came out and he debunked it, said that Nigeria did not get involved in anything, blah, blah, blah. They asked him the question, that United Nations Human Rights Council, how did Nigeria get 3 votes? The information is on the website of the United Nations. So who do we believe? Somebody who come out and put out a tweet on an information, or the United Nations General Assembly website? Who do we believe? I pointed out that one of the reasons why Nigerians don't believe their own people is because how they have been treated by the country called Nigeria. An example, no right to charge phones, no right to do anything, just like that, collapse of the grid. Grid just collapse, just like that. That means some people in the hospital that are on life or are using, if we are depending on electricity, people will just die in the hospital. Fuel, we have it in abundance. No housing, no loan, nothing the government does for the people, irrespective of the fact that we have enough mineral resources, we have the crowd, we have the population. Population is strength, mineral resources is strength. But yet, we are being maltreated by these people. Do we deserve it? No. But because we have wicked leaders, we have a system that does not work. The more reasons why every day of my life, I'll be advocating that let us change the system. Because on a good day, Libya, no, South Africa cannot stand in the face of any Nigeria. But yet, the treatment we get, the hatred we get, they know that we can't do anything. Because we don't have a functional government. A government that even values its people. Not to talk of now having to have this conversation with other country, defending its people also. They've seen the selective judgment by the Abike Dabri and co. They sense it. See, it's not enough for you to just come out and say other people are lying. People look at your integrity. People look at your character. People look at your person. Nigerian officials are seen to be manipulative, liars, and they say they do a lot of propaganda. That's why it is very hard for you to believe Nigerian officials, except they bring evidence. You can see what happened during the elections. You can see the manipulation. What people captured on video, how people were stealing ballot boxes. Most of these things are being watched internationally. People from other countries are watching and studying what is happening in Nigeria. A prime minister said Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. So what do you expect? In fact, some people are even angry. If you see the things the Libyans said about Nigeria as a country, you understand that the perception about Nigeria is something else. That is why we have seen it. We are saying that we should change this system. See, we have a lot of gaslighters now. People that come and gaslight you and say all sorts of things to make somebody in power look good. We have been gaslighted since the inception of independence. And things that never work. Even the military regime did more projects than the civilian regime. Worse off, this civilian regime is becoming worse in terms of delivering dividends of good governance to the people. It is becoming worse. Most of the major projects we have in Nigeria today are still being built by the military. Non-major, I'm using the word major. Somebody said the other time that I'm misinforming my viewers and everything. I'll put I talked about Emir of Zazu saying that Fulani are most educated. I talked about that. And on your screen, this is the evidence of Vanguard. I talk about one professor, Nuhu. I think one professor who is saying that the North should look at preparing for secession because the South are already preparing. You look at the Yoruba nation, and this is the evidence. Look at the Yoruba nation, look at the North. So these are the receipts. Nigerian officials not trusted. Nigerians not willing to be patriotic because of how Nigerians have treated them. The most unpatriotic set of people, civil servants and Nigerian politicians. Why would South Africa not come at us? If Nigeria were to be a country that really was living out its full potentials, I have said it before over and over again, no country in African continent can stand Nigeria. But yet, our leaders are being used. Look at what the World Bank is saying. World Bank, our leaders are becoming puppet to international forces that would want Nigeria to be put in poverty for the next 15 years. For the next 15 years, put Nigeria in poverty for the next 15 years. It's unfortunate that we are in this quagmire and these things are just biting on Nigerians. Leaders are being told that the status quo, what we are going through today, we must go through it in the next 15 years. That this economic template, the World Bank has been advising us since democracy, but yet things are becoming worse. The World Bank have been detecting how our economy should be. These leaders, they know that they don't mean well for Africa. This economic policy plan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the World Bank is advising our leaders to continue this suffering that they are suffering Nigerians. And you're asking the reasons why everybody is blaming Tinubu's government for the bad treatment that our Super Eagles players were having in Libya. If we had the working country, we shouldn't be expressing such. But I don't think that this will stop because it's a very big disgrace. Almost every country wants to treat us bad. Almost every African country is treating us like we're nothing. The so-called giant of Africa. And we are not talking to ourselves. We are not counting our teeth with our tongue to know that we are in a position whereby we need to restructure. Look at what the Yoruba nation has been doing. Look at what the Biafrans have been doing. Look at what but these politicians who are non-patriotic, they are bent on destroying Nigerians. They are concerned about their belly, the belly of their family members, their aides, and their political allies. They are the ones that should be blamed for all these things that are happening. Every Nigerian is much more patriotic than the politicians themselves because they are the ones that have destroyed the economy, they are the ones that have destroyed the country. No development because of their negligence, their corrupt lifestyle, the stealing of funds, and lies, manipulation, and propaganda. An average Nigerian does not trust the government, an average Nigerian, because over the years they have been lying, lie upon lie upon lie. So how do you blame Nigerians and say Nigerians are the most unpatriotic people in the world? Why would they side with Libya? Why would they blame NFF? They should have listened to NFF, and even if they should stand for their country that many people are living in droves and they are traveling out of the country. Some people want to just gaslight Nigerians as if Nigerians are not patriotic. The politicians are the ones that are not patriotic. Instead, you need to give kudos to Nigerians for not coming out en masse for a revolution, because it has never been seen anywhere in the country, in any place in the world, that people are facing what Nigerians are facing, but yet Nigerians keep calm in the face of opposition, in the face of lies, in the face of corruption, in the face of destroying their future. Nigerians keep calm. In the face of the tyranny of the government, Nigerians still keep calm. You can see that other African countries like South Africa, other African Arab countries, they are siding Libya against Nigeria. Is that not a shame? Is that not a shame? Is that not the more reason why we need to intensify the moves to change this system? Because should be expecting this in the nearest future. It is not going to end at any point in time. Be expecting this in the nearest future. Don't think that this is going to stop. This is not going to abate nor stop. You are facing a crisis in Nigeria. Nigerians are regretting becoming Nigerians by the day, and you are gaslighting Nigerians, saying that why would they support Libya over Nigeria? Even though people are dying of hunger, people they cannot keep up because leaders decided to mismanage the country's funds, and you are still blaming the people. That from 189 naira, fuel is 1,300 naira, some places 2,000 naira. A bag of rice, which Nigerians use to peg. If a bag of rice increases, because an average Nigerian eats rice every day, your minimum wage cannot afford a bag of rice, and you're asking why are Nigerians not patriotic? We are talking about the system would not work. You are going to experience more of these things in the future. You see, figures and facts don't lie. The government can say they use social amount to do this and that and that. At the end of the day, we know that they are lying because it does not reflect on the lives of the people. All the billions they have been spending on light. Look at the refinery, an example. Because facts don't lie. They have been lying on the refinery, Port Harcourt refinery. They are lying that it will work today. That's how they have been lying. People are watching. International communities are watching. International bodies are watching. They have their embassies here in Nigeria. They are seeing how the country is running itself. So what kind of respect you deserve when you run yourself like a ghetto, like a jungle? What do you expect in return? Like you deserve that respect, in quote, as giant of Africa. Why would a Libya, a non-footballing nation, a nation that does not even have a government? I think the government it is not a stable government. You can't even call Libya a country as you speak. But this is how they are treating Nigerians. Some people say that they intentionally did what they did. But do you think that Nigerians in Nigeria will say good about Nigeria over what they're experiencing in Nigeria over the past years? We provide everything, water, security, everything for ourselves. The government only tax Nigerians, despite the fact that we have numerous mineral resources. At the end of the day, the judiciary is in shambles. You see, when you do some of these things and you think people are not watching, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Nigerians are more patriotic. So those people gaslighting Nigerians, they are just gaslighting Nigerians because they believe that Nigerians are good. They can just say anything, and they are emotional people. They have short memory. They can move their mind from one place to another. Let there be restructuring. It's going to put an end to all this rubbish. You cannot sit down there and say we won't restructure, we won't do this. If you refuse to restructure, you will continue to experience some of these things you are experiencing today. It is avoidable. It is avoidable. Restructure. The system needs to change. Nigeria don't cast as a country. Everywhere you go in the world, nobody respects you again. You don't cast. Both the people and politicians have destroyed the image of the country. So when something don't cast, you need to rebrand them, rebrand the country, rebrand the country. There are efforts that are going on until the evil people, evil politicians are put out of the way. You see, we are still going to be experiencing what we are experiencing. Well, I don't pity Nigerians and this nationality over what they are. I just pity that they are being ruled by a government and a system that will never ever, that is never interested in their well-being. I just pity Nigerians for that fact. We are ruled by a system and a government and foreign powers that are not interested in the development of Africa and Africans. And these our leaders are in tune with them. They are using them as puppets. It pains me a lot. I don't know. I pity Nigerians at this point in time, because some people still believe they are selling them false hope. They still believe that if they still continue in this manner, things are going to get better. My brother, is a lie. Don't let them gaslight you. Things will not get better if you continue this way. People have tried. Even those that are defending the government over the years, most of the things they have said, they have been disappointed. Just that the monies they are getting, that's why they are talking. And it's even unfortunate. Every Nigerian wants to get a space at the presidency, a space at the national cake. The reason why most people are defending Nigeria today is just that let them see an opportunity. When they get an opportunity, they will change their mouth. So nobody is patriotic. So don't start gaslighting Nigerians if Nigerians are rejecting the fact that Nigeria as a country and its leaders, the system, has been treating them badly. I'm telling you, national shutdown. Gridlock has collapsed just like that. Somebody is saying that Nigeria is not a failed state. I say gridlock. There's bad. What am I saying? I say it has collapsed though. I'm even frustrated because I know that we don't have things that we can power with electricity. If I had a generator now, it would be very, very good. But there's no way to get all these things. We just manage what we get. That's the country that you expect us, that have the capability to fix its electricity. That has the capability to fix its problem. But yet they're not fixing their problem. But yet you are coming to gaslight Nigerians. South Africa, other countries are treating Nigeria badly. That is the news. Go and tell them. They don't respect Nigeria. So change that identity. That name called Nigeria is bringing a whole lot of evil upon the people that are in that country. Flush out these politicians. Work and fight for a system. Let there be a consensus. Everybody come together. We want a system that is going to work for Nigerians, the people in Nigeria. If not, we are still going to be contained in this den of lions, and little by little will be consumed in this jungle. If not, I just lend my voice. But I know there's a country called Biafra, and it is going to be a place where the world will come and marvel at how an African or a black man is able to achieve such technological advancement, such economic growth, political growth, such engineering. They are going to marvel when we have this great country called Biafra.